Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to another pick a card reading here at Transform with Rian. And in today's reading, we're going to be looking at the energies around the first meeting with your future spouse. So we're just going to see what the cards have to tell us about how, when, their first impressions of you, whatever comes through. That's what we're going to share in this reading today. So take a moment to take a deep breath in and out as many times as you need to kind of center and ground your energies and see which one of these pairs of cards is calling to you the most to reveal first meeting with your future spouse. So let's get started with group number one. Are you ready, group number one, to find out about your first meeting with your future spouse? So what we have here to start the reading off is the denial card. It says repressed emotions, rejection, unable to see below the surface. So what I'm really getting from this card before we reveal the second one is that there's going to be this resistance that you or your future spouse have to this connection. I don't feel it has anything to do with like you don't like this person. It's not so much about that. I feel more that one of you is very guarded. And it seems that one of you, didn't have the most pleasant experience in love in the past. Maybe there was a bad breakup. Maybe you lost a loved one or your previous partner, whatever the case may be. And you're one of you is like super closed off to making connections at the time of your meeting. Okay, it's kind of like I'm getting this vibe of, you're just wanting to do your own thing. Again, either you or your future spouse. Just take it how it resonates, just like with all pick a card readings. And you're not really open to the idea of a deep romantic connection with another person. I'm saying you, but again, this could apply to your future spouse, all right? So just for ease of communication, you can again be either you or your future spouse. And so when you first meet, I'm getting that there's definitely gonna be that spark or that initial attraction, right? That curiosity. Maybe for some people, it might even be like a desire to know this other person, right? But it's gonna be one of those like momentary things because then the walls and the guard is going to come up immediately after, and it's there's this energy of just being closed off. Okay, it's very instinctual. You probably won't even realize you're doing it until you stop and reflect on it. So let's see what the second card is. Journal. Write, process, contemplate, understand your sacred journey. So this is very interesting. I'm seeing for many of you too that this first meeting with your future spouse is going to come around a time where, again, either you or your future spouse, are very focused on self-development and understanding yourself better. I'm seeing for some of you, it could be that you had been single for a long time. Again, you meaning you or your future spouse. Just as another reminder, I'll stop it from now on. But I feel that there is sort of this desire and it just feels right to kind of fly solo for a while, right? Again, it could have been following a breakup, a separation, divorce, loss, something like that. And it's about holding space for yourself and not really being open or like available to hold space for someone else in the capacity of a romantic relationship. So a lot of self-reflection here. And for some of you, that could even be a practice like journaling. I'm hearing for some of you, it could even be taking some type of course, like a healing course. It could even be going through some period of therapy, right? Psychotherapy, counseling, whatever, to help you process the emotions that came with whatever sort of trauma or pain you had experienced related to romantic relationships. Some of you could even be going on like a healing retreat, right? Maybe like a yoga retreat, a spiritual retreat, maybe even in another country for some of you is what I'm getting. It kind of reminds me of when I did like a meditation, a personal retreat to Bali, Indonesia, right? It's kind of that vibe. And really, again, it's about wanting to heal, first and foremost for yourself, to let go of whatever pain is no longer serving you, whatever ideas, whatever beliefs. But also, I'm getting the sense that there is this drive or this desire or this goal to be in a loving partnership and relationship, but knowing that, I need to sort of understand who I am, and work with whatever areas that are troubling me right now in order to be able to create a space in my life for this other person. I think that's kind of the motivation, the drive behind this self-reflection and self-healing kind of work here. So let's get some tarot cards out and find out more about the circumstances around the first meeting with your future spouse. So kind of just to summarize, this first section is you're going to meet each other and you're going to feel that attraction, feel that connection, feel that pull towards each other, but one of you is going to kind of shut down or block it off and be resistant to that connection, just because of some experiences in the past that were painful or uncomfortable that you still maybe haven't worked through. We also have the Knight of Swords here. I feel this card wanted to, the Tower. This card wanted to come out, and I can see why. And we also have Temperance. Okay, so I'm definitely feeling this connection. It's going to come as a shock for a lot of you. It's going to come out of the blue. It's, again, because you're doing this healing work, you're not necessarily making yourself available or open, right, to new connections, new relationships. But the universe is going to surprise you, because I think what I was getting earlier, which was very interesting, is a lot of times, when we feel like we need to heal, it's because we think we need to be like this perfect version of ourselves, or we have to be a certain version of ourselves or healed to a certain point to be able to be in or attract our ideal relationship. And the thing is, you don't have to be fully healed, you don't have to be perfect to be in a relationship. And sometimes when your partner comes into your life, they can also help with that healing process. So I feel like even though you're doing the work on your own and you're making probably some really good progress, part of this healing journey does also involve the presence of your future spouse and this special someone. Okay, now what I'm seeing here with the Knight of Swords is whoever is the person that's not on this healing journey, whoever is the person that's not sort of resistant to opportunities, is the person that's going to be very pursuant. I'm trying to think of the word. Like, this person is not going to give up. They're going to want to establish communications. They're going to want to connect with you. Okay, so there's, on the one hand, one of you is feeling closed off, and the other hand, the other person is feeling very open, right, and wanting to nurture and establish this connection. But the other person is, again, closed off, resistant, kind of pulling away. So whoever is carrying this energy is going to have to be a bit patient. I sense that there's going to be a bit of frustration here because the Swords energy likes to move fast. It's like the wind that blows, right? So they want to move fast, kind of like the Knight as well. Knight energy can be a bit impulsive at times and just, this is what I want, I'm going after it, right? And so this person is going to have to learn how to slow down and be a bit patient, thanks to this Temperance card. That's one layer of this Temperance card, is to be patient with the one that is closed off. And to continue to have an open line of communication, yes, but it would seem that it would be advisable for this person to pace themselves, right? Be patient, not try to rush things, not try to rush the other person through their process, all right? And just simply be there as an open channel. Like, whenever you're ready to talk, whenever you're ready to hang out and do stuff, like, I'm here and I'm totally willing and excited. So again, a little bit of patience here. With this Temperance, I'm also sensing this desire to bring life into some comfortable balance, okay? Where um, it's like whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling is very in line with how you're acting, how you're behaving, and the types of things that you are doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have whoever's doing this inner work has this vision of what kind of lifestyle they want to have, whether that's, maybe they want to create a new social circle. Maybe they want to advance in their career. Maybe they want to get healthier, physically, whether that be through dieting, exercise, meditation practices, or a combination of both, whatever the case may be. It's like they have this vision in their mind and they want that vision to manifest and actualize in real life. So it's like, okay, I have this idea of losing weight or improving my diet and therefore improving my health. And so these are the types of foods I'm gonna eat, the types of meals I'm gonna prepare, and like going to the grocery store and buying those ingredients and then cooking these meals, cooking these dishes, right? So there's this sort of alignment with soul intention, with what your mind is helping you to plan out and what your actions are in the physical plane and what you're doing. So does that make sense? Yes. So I feel like, again, with that inner work, it's kind of like you have this vision of what your life is looking like, and perhaps for that person that's doing the inner work, they're not kind of in that space of romance. Maybe they're thinking of, okay, I want to connect with this type of crowd, this type of people, this type of community as like friends, right? But sort of that romantic connection was not part of that vision just yet, you know? We also have the Seven of Wands. Okay, I feel like this one too. We have the Nine of Coins and the Universe. So I definitely feel like with these cards, the energy of the other person here, the one who's, open and ready to participate and engage in a romantic relationship, they really are, it's like they have everything together right now. And that's why they're so open and active in wanting to pursue a relationship, because everything is stable in their life, career's going well, um, um, personal relationships are going well, health is going well, and so they feel like they have that space open now for romance and love. Like they want the complete package for their life. Like that's what they're desiring. Everything else they kind of checked off right on their list. Got this, got this, got this, got this. This is the only piece I'm missing. I'm ready to go after it. I'm ready to get it. You know what I'm saying? And again, I feel like there's going to need to be this patience with this, because there's, the person that's doing the self work is going to have their walls up and maybe have some boundaries in place, and they're just not going to be rushed into a relationship if they're not ready. I'm sensing a little bit of stubborn energy or fixed energy, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Of course, like if you're healing and you need time and space, like honor that, right? Don't be pressured or rushed into doing something because of someone else. But I'm definitely feeling that it's going to take time to overcome these barriers, and that there's going to need to be some flexibility on behalf of the other person, a little bit more understanding, patience, compassion, okay, in order to reach this goal and kind of make it into the kingdom, right? Be let in to this other person's heart that is on this healing journey. So I feel like, this isn't going to be like a bam, easy, instantaneous connection, but it's going to be something that's a little bit slow to progress into, right? But I feel also that the relationship will be very strong, right? There will be a strong foundation with it, and a lot of trust, okay? Like this period following the first meeting is like a trust building exercise, Let's get some more tarot and see what else can be shared here. Maybe like some ideas on like place and circumstance of meeting each other. So we have Three of Coins. Oh yes, let's make sure we appreciate sort of this holographic effect here of this deck. And so I'm definitely feeling that there's going to be some sort of collaborative effort. For many people, it could be through some type of work function. Okay. So, yes, could you be coworkers? Definitely. That's one way of the connection or the how, right? But I'm also sensing through it could be via some sort of professional event. Maybe it could be like a networking event. Maybe it could be like you're partnering with another company or another organization or group, and you both work for different companies and groups, and then you're doing a collaborative project together. So there's like a meeting to kind of brainstorm, plan things out, whatever the case may be. I'm also sensing, very interestingly, it could be some sort of presentation, right? Like, for example, the one that I'm getting is a lot of times in medicine, before we would have like drug reps come to the clinic and sort of give a presentation on a new drug that can treat a specific disease. And so they come and present and share the data, the information, and whatever, right? So it could be something like that. It could even be like a training session, right? Like your company gets a new computer program or computer system, record system, and then the rep from that company comes in to teach you guys how to use it, how to create your login, like the shortcuts, the tips. So that type of thing, some type of collaborative effort, or even like a temporary project. I'm hearing maybe like one of you works in government or politics, and then the other person is a representative from a certain group that's trying to get some funding, some bills or legislation approved, and so they're like presenting data and information to support their cause or agenda, right? What else do we have coming through here? We have the Nine of Wands. So with this, I'm sensing that it could even be in some type of group setting. So we were talking about like a retreat even. So some of you might even meet at a retreat. Some of you might meet at a support group of some sort, right? That you can build this connection with somebody else. So I know there's support groups surrounding like substance abuse, like Alcoholic Anonymous type of thing. Could also be, I know that there is support groups for like PFLAG, right? Parents of gay, lesbian, youth, things like that. Maybe some of you are also part of some type of spiritual or religious group, right? I know like the thing that's coming to mind is like a Bible study or something like that. What else? I feel like other things are coming through. I know a lot of times in like community centers, universities, colleges, they have those extension classes for like adults, working adults, where you can meet and learn things together, like arts and crafts. Sometimes it's about learning to play an instrument, being part of a band, some kind of dance class, performing arts, something like that. So I feel that is also very possible for many of you, where it's like a shared interest group. Yeah, that would be a good way to put it. Okay, any other information on that, Spirit? Okay, I feel like this one wanted to come out as well. So 7 of Wands. Yeah, I'm also sensing it could definitely be a situation where maybe you're kind of on opposite sides or opposing sides of something, which is very interesting. And that could also feed into this, like maybe wanting to be closed off. So, not quite like a enemies to friends or enemies to lover kind of scenario, but I think perhaps on the initial setting, it would be like you are on opposite sides of the table. Ooh, another thing that I'm getting right now is that it could have to do with like pitching something. So I was just watching this Thai boy love drama, like when am I not these days, right? Where like a company wanted to hire an advertising or marketing group to advertise their new product, and so they had all these people come in, and then they explained the new product and what they're looking for, and then each company or group gets to pitch their marketing idea, and then whoever wins the pitch gets the funding and gets the project. I know they also do that in a lot of like construction and like building things where they do, oh my gosh, I just had the word in my mind, and now I've lost it, where they do a bid. There you go. They bid on a project. And so different construction or building groups bid on a certain project for the city, for the county or state, whatever. And then, whoever has the best plan and the best budget kind of wins. So it could even be something like that, where there's some sort of like maybe competition in a way between you and your group and then this other person. Um, Ooh, I'm also getting along that same vein, like maybe some of you are competitive athletes, and it could be that this future spouse of yours is on the opposing team, right? Like if you play volleyball, soccer, American football, whatever. Um, like maybe you guys are on opposite teams when you meet, okay? Or maybe it could even be like a solo thing. I don't know, like bowling, tennis, a dance competition, even that type of thing. I'm also sensing that. Maybe I'm also hearing I saw like weightlifting, bodybuilding kind of groups, um, competition. So it could even have to do with something like that. Um, wow, a lot of ideas. A last one coming through is I know sometimes, workplaces or schools, they have like these team building exercises, right? And then you get broken up into teams and you complete like little tasks or competitions. Like I had that at my first week in my new job, where it was like, medical providers against front desk, against nurses, against, medical assistants kind of thing. And we, had to build a tower with food products, or we had to do an escape room. And it was like a competition of who can, complete the task first. So it could even be something like that, like a team building, work friendly competition outing kind of scenario. All right, so let's get just a few more cards to see what else Spirit wants to share about this first meeting with your future spouse. Okay, I'm feeling this one wants to come through. So we have the Hierophants. Okay, so I'm getting here that the other person um, is someone that's very traditional in a way, right? They have sort of this idea of the proper courting measures, the proper courting techniques, and like how to behave when you're interested in someone and what someone does, what to express interest and how they flirt. Do you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So they have a very clear sense and a clear idea of what it looks like to flirt and all that. I'm going to take this one because it was the closest one. So we have Page of Coins here. I'm sensing that one person is definitely, I feel like this could be the one doing the healing, is really focused on building like a better life for themselves, whatever that looks like, whatever that means. And what that person needs to know is that your future spouse is part of that process, okay? And it's not so much like you have to do this first, then you can do this, then you can move on to that. Some of the steps and the phases like overlap with each other, right? So it goes back to what I was saying earlier, where, some people think they need to be fully healed emotionally in order to attract or be in a healthy, loving relationship. And that's not always going to be the case. It could be like maybe, I don't know, just to explain this in another way, maybe you're just like 70 to 80% done with this journey of healing, and you've done what you could on your own, and now having this future spouse, this other person, get involved will help take you through that remaining bit, right? So there's sort of this transition. It's like with the seasons, you know what I'm saying? It's not like summer ends on this exact date and then the very next day it's going to be fall. It doesn't quite work out that way. And that's the important message for whoever is healing, is to know that there's sort of this overlapping period where kind of two things are kind of happening at once, and there's not like a clear stop and end to one thing ending and the other thing beginning. So it's very important to be kind of open with that. And then one last card from this deck We have the King of Coins. Yes. So I feel like this message is also for the person who's on this healing journey. This is really about trust. That this person, this future spouse, is someone that you can trust, that they are very reliable, they're very consistent, they're very stable, okay? And that could be something that you felt was lacking previously. But, ideally, to open up little by little, again, don't push yourself or don't rush yourself, and allow this person to show you who they really are, okay? And if you're not the person on this healing journey, then again, it's the coins energy moves very slow, but it's very steady. And it's about, again, that patience, that dedication and commitment to putting your actions where your mouth is, right? Not just talking the talk, which can sometimes be the Knight of Swords energy, but walking that walk, demonstrating exactly how much you care for that person, how much you respect them and their space and their boundaries and that type of thing. So what a very beautiful reading. I'm so excited to have been able to do this for you. If you enjoyed any part of this reading, feel free to comment what it was down below or give this video a thumbs up, a like. If you enjoy the way I do readings, and then I invite you to definitely subscribe to the channel so you'll see when I post new readings. But otherwise, loves, thank you for allowing me to do this for you, and I will see you at the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Group 2, and welcome to your pick a card reading for the first meeting with your future spouse. So let's get into it because I'm already feeling a lot of very fun energy coming through for you, my pile 2. So we have inner child here. It says playful, happy, enjoy the present moment, live to the fullest. So there's a similarity with Group 1's reading where this is going to happen when you least expect it, which, doesn't come as a shocker for most of us because usually these amazing things happen in our life when we least expect it, when we're not even looking for it. Do you know what I'm saying? So this first meeting with your future spouse is going to happen when you least expect it. But in contrast to group number 1, yours is going to be a very fun meeting. Okay, I'm getting the sense here that the meeting when you first meet your future spouse is going to be at a time, an event, or a circumstance where there's a lot of laughter and people are just having a good time. So it could be at some kind of party or some kind of celebration that you meet your future spouse. It could even be at a club or a bar, some type of social place where people are just having fun, maybe like a sporting event, right, where people are having a good time. It could even be something like a marathon, a 5K run, or oh my gosh, you know what I used to love to do are those themed 5K runs where it's like where you do the glow in the dark run, where you do bubble run, or the paint run, or like obstacle course. They call think rugged maniac. Yes, oh my god, so much fun. So I feel like whatever type of situation is happening, it's going to be a very fun event. Maybe for some of you that are in school, maybe it's some type of like mixer event, right? Where you get to meet people in your department or you meet people from other departments to socialize. Could even be like a singles mixer. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's even at like a fair. Ooh, that's a good one too. Like a fair, a carnival, some type of like community event where people are just there to have a good time and have fun. And that's this inner child energy, right? Inner child energy is all about fun, being very carefree, being present in the moment, and just being in that joy. So that is amazing. I love that for all of you, pile 2. We also have feminine, your divine feminine, you seeking her twin or soulmate. So not so much the seeking thing. What I'm seeing with the divine feminine energy here is just you're open, you're receptive. It's like because of this playful energy that you have at this time where it's so carefree, it's like you're not worried about anything. You're not trying to be somebody you're not. You're just loving yourself, loving life, loving the people you're with, just super happy. You're in that state. You are open to receiving. Like things are going to be magnetized and drawn to you, right? That feminine energy is all about receiving. And so it's this scenario where people see you having so much fun, and it's very attractive. It's very infectious to them. And they're like, oh my gosh, you have this brilliant smile, or I love your laugh. Like, I just feel like I want to know who you are. I want to be around you, like physically, right? And that's you magnetizing your future spouse by doing what you love, being happy, being joyous. That energy is so, so strong and magnetic to attracting the things that we actually truly desire in life, okay? Um, and also there's this energy too when you're having fun where it's like you're not anxious about not having enough. You're not in that lack or scarcity mindset. It's like you're just so open and overflowing with joy. I mean, do you know what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about and you totally get this vibe, I think I would love for you to type down in the comments below one time where you felt that way, or the latest time you felt that way. Like, one of the times I felt that way was when I was out on the boat recently with one of my friends. We were out on the lake in Washington, and we got to meet all these other people. We like connected our boats to this long trail of boats, and we got to sort of meet other people and just hang out and chill. Everyone was like totally relaxed and just having a good time, good vibes. Like, that was one of those moments I felt that way. And so, like, being in that sort of energy and that element, and then I'm pretty sure all of you can think of a time where you felt that way. So I would love to read the comments below and smile and feel those good vibes that you recall having. So let's get some tarot cards as well to kind of find out more about the first meeting with your future spouse. So I feel like we should draw from this deck first for your reading. So let's see what we have here. Okay, this one and this one wants to come out. And then Spirit, is there like a couple more for this section right now that we want to share? Okay, so we have this one. I'm also feeling like this one wants to come out, and then this one. Okay, so we got quite a few. So let's see what we have here. So first we have the Six of Chalices. This is a perfect card to come out, and you see like the flowers shimmering and moving with the inner child, because this is all about that childlike innocence, that nostalgia, this very, again, like very innocent sort of energy where it's like this, the story here is this boy is giving this girl this cup of flowers, not expecting anything in return. Okay, no expectations. Just like, this is something cool and beautiful. I just want to share it with you, and I see that it's something that can make you smile or make your day. So please, like, accept this gift, right? And a true gift is one in which you give it freely, where it's like you don't expect anything in return. So that's that type of energy that's here, where it's like, I'm just going to go out to this event. I'm just going to do this thing. I'm not, thinking of like being on the prowl or on the lookout for romance and love and someone to date. I'm just going because I love what I'm doing, right? I love this sport. I love eating. I love going on rides. I love meeting new people, right? Whatever the case, I just love hanging out with my friends, and this is the event they're going to, so I'm just coming along with them so I can hang out with them, right? So that's that type of energy surrounding the time you first meet your future spouse. We also have the Nine of Wands. So I'm seeing here with the Nine of Wands, it's going to be around a time too where maybe you had been working quite a bit, and this is sort of like a nice break. This is something that you had, this event or this situation is something that you'd been looking forward to, right? It's like, oh, we just finished the busy season at my job, right? I've been working hard, putting in a little overtime or something like that. I'm looking forward to just kicking back and relaxing now and not having to worry about anything. It could even be around a time too where you can fully relax because you're on vacation, or it's a long holiday weekend, something like that, where even though you had a period of a lot of hard work, this is a time where you're kind of getting to finally take a rest, take a break, take a little vacation, right? We also have the Eight of Chalices coming through here. So yeah, leaving something behind is what I'm saying. Seeing leaving something behind that was a little bit difficult, a little bit challenging, maybe even emotionally taxing. So it could have to do with work, or it could even have to do with some personal circumstances, right? Where maybe there was like a move that you had. And that was a little bit stressful because you had to change your address on everything, update your address, get set up with your utilities. Maybe part of it was like looking for a new place to live. I know that very well for what I've had to do recently in my life, like moving to a new country. Um, and so I feel like this is, a circumstance where you're kind of transitioning in your life, right? You're leaving something behind, starting a new chapter, a new phase in your life. It could even be something like you are leaving your job and going to a new job, right? That could be this Knight of Wands. Like you were training somebody else, you were preparing for someone to take over your spot, take over your position. So you're organizing everything for them so that the handover, right, was going to be as seamless as possible. And so that could have been a period of like doing a lot of work and doing a lot of training type of thing. And so now you're leaving that behind and able to kind of move forward in a new direction. And I feel like too that has this freedom energy that we were talking about before. So it could have been very much that something was feeling a bit burdensome, right? And then now you're able to leave that behind and have this sort of sigh of relief, right? This sort of breath of relaxation and freshness coming in for you. What else do we have? The Chariot. Yes. So definitely many of you, this could be at a time where you're moving towards something new. Could even be moving to a new home, like we kind of talked about a little bit before, a new job. That's another thing we talked about before. Or it could even just be, starting a new phase in your life. Like maybe some of you had to do, I don't know, physical therapy or do some type of health regimen because of some kind of injury or medical diagnosis. And that is over now, right? That hard part is over. And now you're able to move forward and kind of move on to something else. It could even be that maybe some of you, if you did get a new job, this is you moving beyond that training period or that probationary period where they're seeing like how good of a fit you are with the company and how fast you're picking things up and that sort of probation period. You're kind of moving past that and becoming confident in your skills, and feeling like this is your permanent workplace. Like you kind of have a good handle on things now. So I definitely feel that as part of the energy as well. Again, kind of moving into calmer energy, right? Like who doesn't love that, where it's after a period of maybe struggle and extra work and extra effort, like kind of moving into a space now where things are a little bit calmer and easier. Ooh, Temperance. I haven't really had a chance to look and focus on this card before. Oh, so the wings are like flapping here and like there's ripples in the water. So I'm really feeling the energy of freedom here, and it's making me think of that Destiny's Child song. Ain't no feeling like being free when your mind's made up and your heart is in the right place, yeah. It's like a really beautiful song, and I feel like that energy really matches with that song from your reading. And so with the ripples, I'm also feeling like, it's almost like you're taking charge of your life right now. You're feeling empowered. Yes. Ooh, that's a beautiful word for your reading. Like your first meeting with your future spouse, like you're in that energy of empowerment where you're like, you know what? This is who I am. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I love myself. I love my body. I love my soul. I love my energy. And if you don't like it, whatever. It's okay if it's not for you, because I know that my energy is a perfect match for people out there in the world, but not everybody. right? And I'm also feeling too, it's like you're not going to settle. This energy here, there's a confidence coming through. That's also a very good word. There's this confidence coming through where you've been through the trials and the tribulations and you've come out through it stronger and better than ever before. And you're like, I'm not going to settle for less. Like, I know what I am worth. And if you aren't going to bring it, then keep on moving. Move right along. Don't stop here. You know, I'm not for you. You're not for me. I I deserve the best. That's that type of energy that I'm getting. So there's this very powerful, freeing vibe coming through. Oh my God, pile two. I'm loving this for you. Yes. And here we have the Nine of Swords wanting to jump out. This is you not worrying about anything anymore, right? That's kids. Kids don't worry about stuff. They just live life. They just have fun. Um, Again, that carefree again. So this is that energy that's leaving. Okay, this is that energy that's leaving, like the Eight of Cups. You're moving past that now. We were talking about circumstances, and for some of you, it might even be like a separation, right? A divorce, like you were in a relationship that just wasn't good for you, wasn't healthy for you anymore, and maybe for some of you, it got a little bit ugly, or it got a little bit difficult or challenging, or was this long drawn out process that could have been emotionally draining, right? And it's like leaving that behind now and being fresh and being free, okay? And it might seem a bit fast for some of you. Like maybe you just got out of one relationship and you're hoping that, maybe I can enjoy being single for a while. But with this Chariot card, I just feel like a new relationship is going to come into your life a lot faster than you were expecting. So let's see what else we have. Spirit wants to share. We have the Two of Wands. So we see this woman here looking at this globe, this crystal, kind of like what I'm hearing is the world is your oyster. Okay, so you're going to be in a position of just embracing the possibilities, where it's like, again, you're not expecting anything. You're just taking things day by day, and you are sort of flowing with life and just appreciating every little thing, every little blessing that comes your way. And that energy is so beautiful. It's so magnetic. It's so lovely, and it can't do anything else but bring people who are like positive energy, higher vibrational energy, good vibes into your orbit. Okay, that's what I'm sensing here with this energy. With like, she's holding this crystal in one hand and she has the wand in the other, and then there's this other wand close by that's kind of supporting itself. So I feel like there's this like picture of this like gravitational pull of like things coming together, like being in each other's orbit, right? Yeah, oh my gosh. It kind of reminds me of this song from one of the first boy love series that I watched called Together, the number two and then Gether, right? And one of the songs that they sing is about this orbit, or like, I'm a planet, you're a star, or something along those lines, and we can't help but orbit each other because there's that gravitational pull between us, and we're just drawn to each other. And I feel like that's what's happening here with you and your future spouse and this first meeting. Oh my gosh, we also have the Three of Cups. This is beautiful. So again, you're doing something with your friends, you're having fun. It could even actually be family members. Like there's this time of like connection, and it could be, you're in that space of like, I'm just here to have a fun girls' night out. I'm just here to hang out with my family, have a good time. I'm not even thinking about other people. And then bam, like your future spouse is gonna come your way unexpectedly, right? It's like you're kind of focused on something else, not romance. You're focused on your friends, focused on your family, focus on just simply having a good time, and that's when it's going to happen. Again, when you're not expecting it, like kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier. So Spirit, what else would you like to say about first meeting with the future spouse? So I'm going to pull a few. Oh my God, Two of Cups. Love it. romance in the air. I definitely sense that you're going to feel that connection coming through. You're going to feel there's going to be this mutual attraction between the two of you. Ooh, King of Swords. Yes, I sense really good conversation between the two of you, okay, on your first meeting. I'm seeing too that either you or them or maybe the both of you are going to make each other laugh. Like you're going to say something super funny. I'm sensing like your sense of humor is similar. I'm also sensing sort of like an intellectual connection coming through as well. Like you're kind of on the same page with things, and you can have both entertaining, silly, goofy conversations, but you can also have very serious conversations, like where you're kind of like on the same level, right? Where, you know, even if you disagree with something, it's kind of like you can communicate and share your thoughts and ideas with each other without any pressure or argument or stress. I'm sensing that vibe as well. Or even like you're very impressed with each other's knowledge, right? Like they say things that are very interesting, things that are very thought provoking to you, and vice versa. So that is beautiful. So wonderful conversations between the two of you. Okay, I feel like Spirit was like, no, not that one. So let's shuffle again and see what else we have here. So we have oh my gosh, the Six of Cups. You got it twice. So that confirms, again, playful energy, kind of very selfless energy is what I'm hearing as well. You know, like maybe with this girls' night, this family outing, again, you're so focused on the other person and maybe cheering them up or making sure everyone else has a good time. Or maybe it could be like, you know, your friends wanted to go to a concert or check out this, you know, I don't know, convention or this shopping center or this um, park or this hike or this botanical garden, right? It's someone else's idea to go do this thing. And it's like, you know, that's not really my interest. But because you love it and I love you and you invited me, like I'm going to come along. Right? Because I'm excited because you're excited about this thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's this very selfless energy that you are in. Again, because you're focused on other people, not yourself, and not, you know, a romantic relationship. Then that's a circumstance that's going to attract your future spouse to you. And we also have the Four of Pentacles. Again, I'm feeling this energy of like you're caring for someone else. You're putting someone else's needs before your own. And that's when your future spouse comes your way. I'm also hearing something a little bit interesting. So this isn't for everybody. But if this resonates with you, then of course this message is for you. So welcome it with open arms, right? I'm getting the sense here that some of you are going to be helping someone else when you meet your future spouse. So what do I mean by that? It could be something like one of your friends is moving homes, right? And you're helping them pack, you're helping them move in, you're helping them unload the, you know, the moving truck, the moving van, whatever. And then maybe their neighbor turns out to be your future spouse, their new neighbors, right? Or it could be one of the movers turns out to be your future spouse, right? So you're helping someone do something. It could even be like, I'm hearing too, maybe you're offering someone a ride. Maybe it's like your nephew or your niece has a performance that they're going to, and you know, their parents can't take them because they have to work late, but they'll meet you at the theater or at the soccer field or whatever. And it's like you're going to with them to their game, their match, their performance, you know, that kind of thing. So I feel like that is another way that for some of you, you're going to meet your future spouse. So again, sort of like you're doing a good deed, you're doing a favor for someone else, and in that process, you are going to meet your future spouse. So, oh my gosh, I love all these possibilities and these scenarios. It seems almost very effortless, this meeting with your future spouse. So I love that energy for you. Congratulations on that. Let me know what you thought, though, in the comments down below. If you enjoyed any part of your reading, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you enjoy my style of reading, then I invite you to subscribe to my channel, Transform with Rian, so you don't miss out on readings that I post in the future, okay? So in any case, I'm wishing you all the best, and thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. See you next time. Hello there, Group 3, and welcome to your pick a card reading on your first meeting with your future spouse. So let's dive into it. I'm feeling a little bit of energy that's not fully formed, some ideas, so we'll kind of move through the reading here and get more clarity. But what I'm getting first with this home card, it says cozy, warm, secure. You feel at home with each other. So the first thing that I'm getting is that for some of you, this isn't going to be for everybody. So this is a general reading. Just take what resonates with you and then just discard the rest. Easy peasy. So with this home, I'm sensing that for some of you, the first meeting with your future spouse is going to be at a time when you are returning home, okay? So it could be that you are, maybe you were at school getting a degree, maybe you had a job away from your home, and what I mean by home, it's more like where your parents are or where you were kind of raised and brought up, okay? And it's going to be around a time when you are returning back to your home or what you consider to be home, after again having been away for a while, either because of work, because of school, or what have you. So that's one part of it. The other part of it, this is a little bit more kind of open. This is when you are in a place that you feel is home, okay? A place where you feel comfortable, you feel safe, right? For the longest time where I was living, it didn't feel like the right place for me to be, but I wasn't sure where to go, right? Maybe some of you know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments down below. So for like the longest time, I spent living in Seattle, Washington. And like at first I really enjoyed it and I loved being there, but then after a while it felt like I just wasn't a good match, like a vibrational or energetic match with Seattle anymore, and I wanted to move or live somewhere else, but I just had no idea where. And for a long time I was just traveling around the world, getting enough vacation time, saving up money, and then traveling to other countries and starting tuning into the energies of all these different geographical locations and trying to understand what home really felt like to me. Because yes, home can be like a physical place, like an address. It can be an apartment or a home or a house. But home is also this feeling within, right? Where you feel like I'm comfortable here, I feel safe here, I'm happy here, right? And so for some of you who are in that process of searching for home and deciding like where you can move to, whether that be to a whole different neighborhood, a different city, a different state, or even a different country, right? It's when you make that transition and discover your true home or have that feeling of home within yourself that you're going to meet your future spouse. Okay, make sense? Let's see what we have here with this. Union, reconciliation, eternal love. Your time has come. So with this union card, I'm really feeling it's a union, all friends. It's a union within yourself where you're feeling very aligned, right? Sometimes people stay in a relationship or they stay at a job that isn't fulfilling to them anymore, or that takes advantage of them or takes them for granted just because it's easy, it's familiar, and they don't want to kind of step into the unknown. But your soul is wanting to continue to grow and evolve. I know I'm getting super spiritual, super woo-woo here, but I feel like you, my pile 3, get it, okay? I feel like you get it, what I'm speaking about, and that's why you were drawn to this pile. And so it's about you being in alignment with yourself, this union, okay? Where your ideas and what you're doing match up with your soul, okay? Like if you're at a job that you're not happy with, like that energy of unhappiness and dissatisfaction isn't going to be very magnetic to attracting your future spouse or your perfect romantic partner or mate. You know what I'm saying? And so once you kind of step into a place where you do feel comfortable, you do feel happy, you do feel fulfilled, when you experience that sort of unity between mind, body, and soul, that's when you're at your strongest in attracting and manifesting your future spouse. Make sense? I'm also sensing too that your future spouse is also looking for home. Okay, um, but home for them again isn't a physical location. They're looking for someone that feels like home. Okay, someone that they feel very comfortable, safe, secure, and happy with. I'm hearing too that your future spouse, they haven't had maybe the best relationships in the past. Like, definitely, I'm hearing that they've learned a lot of life lessons and they've learned a lot about themselves through relationships, right? So maybe they were in some toxic relationships before, and that really taught them a lot about, maybe boundaries, and advocating and standing up for themselves, and saying like enough is enough, like I don't deserve this kind of treatment. So I feel like they're searching for that feeling of home, with another person, versus maybe you. There's this physical location aspect about it as well. You know, that's part of your journey. Um, I feel, is there something else, Spirit, about these two cards together? So I'm definitely sensing that your future spouse is like ready to settle down. Like that's their mindset. Is that they are like actively seeking a partner. Okay, they're very open to that notion. That's a little bit different from the energy I was seeing in group one, and and just a slight bit different from the energy of group two. And so I definitely feel like they are wanting this, and they are on the lookout for a partner to settle down with. Oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. So that's the key thing here, settling down. So, what I'm feeling is maybe there's this part of you that feels a little bit restless, okay? A part of you that, like, is ready for something new, is ready for a shift, ready for a change, okay? And it's happening. For some of you, it's already in progress, and for others of you, it's just any day now. The opportunity is going to come in for you to um, take that first step towards a new chapter, and change and progress along your journey. Yes. Okay. Good. 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 What else do we have here from the tarot deck? We have Ace of Cups. Yeah, fresh new beginning for many of you, many, many, many of you on so many levels. This is emotions, okay? Um, so I'm really feeling this sort of like cleansing and letting go of the past, of a certain chapter, a certain phase in your life, and welcoming in something new. And that makes a lot of sense if some of you are like moving locations, moving homes, finishing up, some type of training or some type of contract or some type of job and going to a new thing, right? Because that all comes with new emotions. There is some sadness maybe for what's coming to an end, but there's also this excitement for what's up ahead. And maybe some people are like nervous or anxious, like that's understandable as well. But definitely, I feel a little bit more on the lines of excitement and almost like anticipation, right? Oh my gosh, Ace of Pentacles as well. So new beginnings for a lot of you. Okay, that really makes sense. Like returning back home. I know for me, like home where my parents are at, um, that was sort of like my rest and recovery. It's like I'd go on my adventure, right? And I'd grow, I'd learn, I'd experience new things, and um, feel that excitement and whatever. And then I would come back home to kind of process and integrate, and then I'd head back out in the world. Like that was sort of my life pattern for the past couple of years. So it could be something like that, right? That maybe home with your parents is sort of that transition, that reflection, that sort of rest area before you go back out into the world again and do your own thing or move forward on your path. So that makes sense for some of you who are maybe finishing up university or some kind of degree, like you're going back home, maybe using that time at your parents to, or your family member's place, might not be your parents, maybe it's a sibling, aunt, uncle, grandma, whatever. And it's like, okay, let me just go back here and start looking for jobs, applying for jobs, or new positions, or the next step in my life. And then, once you establish that, then you might need to move to kind of fulfill that, right? Okay, what else do we have here? We have Three of Cups. Okay. Yeah, so this tells me for sure there's like a little bit of a reunion for you with this coming home. I'm hearing too, maybe for some of you, going back home has to do with some type of celebration. It could be, right? Like maybe it's grandma or grandpa's like 80th birthday or something like that, right? Or maybe it's your parents, you know, 30th wedding anniversary. I don't know. It could even be a wedding of a friend, right? So, or it could be a memorial service for a family member. So there's something that's drawing you back home where you're going to be there for, I'm hearing an extended period of time. So it's not like, oh, I'm just going to go home for the weekend kind of thing. I don't sense that as strongly. I'm not saying that isn't possible because, again, general reading and all, right? But I'm sensing for many of you, this could be something like, oh, I'm going to go back home for like a week or like 10 days, something like that, more of a extended trip. And I'm also seeing for like some of you, it could be like while you're around town running errands, you bump into your future spouse. And I'm also hearing, which is very interesting because I didn't pick this up in any of the other two readings, that this could even be someone you know, right? So it could even be like someone you went to high school with and you're just reconnecting with them. It could even be like maybe for some of you, it's like one of your siblings or one of your cousin's friends who you knew, like maybe you grew up together or you were familiar with them, like, oh, you're my sister's best friend from high school or from, sports or whatever, like something like that, right? And so it's like for many of you, you have a connection with this person and it's going to be reestablished when you go back home. Ooh, wow. So a lot of possibilities here with this home card. So again, please just take what resonates with you and kind of discard the rest, because these messages are coming through for, all you wonderful souls and others here on this beautiful planet Earth. Okay, we also have the Four of Cups, the Queen of Cups. Okay, there's a lot of Cups energy coming through for your reading. So take this as a confirmation if you are a water sign that this is definitely your reading, I feel. So if you're Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, either sun, moon, rising, or you have a lot of planetary placements on your birth chart in those signs. Okay, this card was like trying to jump out, so we're going to have to take it. We have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, let's take a look here. What is Spirit wanting to share with us? Okay, so many of you are not going to notice this connection at first. I'm getting the sense that maybe some of you are going to be a bit oblivious to it, because again, it seems like your mind is elsewhere. Your mind is on other things. So maybe usually you kind of pick up on the cues that someone is, eyeing you, having feelings for you, is interested in you in a romantic way. Normally you might be kind of in sync and in tune with that, but I'm getting the sense here that with your future spouse, this first meeting, you're going to be a little bit oblivious. And it could be, again, maybe it's the circumstances where you're kind of like, oh, I remember you from high school, like we had English together or whatever. Or, oh, you were my cousin's friend, my brother or sister's friend growing up, right? And so you kind of have this lens from the past that you're seeing them through initially, where it's kind of like friend zone energy or acquaintance energy. And then it's going to be a little bit later that maybe you'll kind of realize that they have feelings for you, and then maybe even a little bit more, possibly, right, that you have feelings for them, and that it's mutual. Excuse me. Now, this energy here, what is this energy all about? I feel like I need a clarifier for this Five of Pentacles. So let's get that, Spirit. Thank you. Death. Okay, so normally, when I do tarot card readings, the death card doesn't have anything to do with an actual physical death. But kind of in line with what I was saying here earlier, this is a confirmation that perhaps some of you, this has to do with some type of memorial service. I'm hearing now it might not be like someone who had recently passed away, but it could be like the anniversary of someone's passing, right? I know in Filipino culture, for example, like when someone passes away, we do like prayers, we do rosary stuff, like because of Catholicism in Philippines, right? For like several days, for our loved one that passed away, and then you know, at the 1 year anniversary, we do the rosary again. And some people keep it going like an annual thing. And of course, like visiting their grave, that type of thing. And, you know, excuse me, but I feel like a little bit uncomfortable talking about this because I know it's a sensitive topic, but I'm also feeling that this makes sense to a lot of you. And again, that whoever this message is for, whichever of you this relates to, it like you understand it and you feel it and you know that death is not always a sad thing, right? And that when someone transitions from this plane of existence, that there's a good chance that they're just moving on to a beautiful, happy, stress-free space, or going on to their next adventure in another life, in another galaxy, in another universe, right? And then we can celebrate that transition and that new journey for them. But I'm feeling that kind of energy coming through. Now, again, if that doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. Like, let that go. If that doesn't make sense, it's okay. Like, trust yourself, trust your gut, trust your instinct. The other thing that I'm seeing here too is Dia de los Muertos. So this could even be around like some sort of holiday that's about remembering passed on loved ones. So Dia de los Muertos could be even like Memorial Day in the US, Veterans Day, Halloween for some people, right? Kind of depending. Again, I'm also sensing Halloween energy here, so it could be around that time frame of October. Or, you know, I know that this video does make its way to like other parts of the world. So this could even be unique to your culture or your country. Like in New Zealand, they have this time of year called Matariki, where it's about, you know, honoring the our loved ones who passed before us and also setting intentions for the year ahead. Okay, so Matariki, I guess, very, very simplified. I don't know as much about this, the Maori culture and the festivals, but I'm hoping to learn more. Is like their new year. Okay, so Matariki is like the new year for some of the Maori people. So yeah, I'm feeling this energy and this vibe as well. And I know a lot of Asian countries too, they have certain times of years where they honor their passed on loved ones. So it could be that. And that's why some people actually go home. So when I was in Taiwan, when I went to visit my friend, that week was the week where they go back to their hometown and, you know, leave fruits and flowers and like wine at the grave sites of their passed on loved ones, so their ancestors, okay? So grandma, grandpa, parents, whatever applies. So I'm seeing that that could be part of the narrative and the story of this first meeting with your future spouse, okay? So let's take a look here and get some more information from this tarot deck about the first meeting with your future spouse. So we have the King of Wands. So interesting. I'm sensing this is the energy of your future spouse, someone who's very I feel like they're very social, very outgoing. They definitely are that type of person who likes to stay active, stay busy. They don't like to sit still for very long. I sense your energy is not quite as active as their energy. Okay, since your energy is a little bit more relaxed, probably because of this water energy. So it could be that they're even a fire sign, right? They're a fire sign, you're a water sign type of thing. Um, it could even be that this person is older than you. Okay. Um, yeah, that's kind of what I'm sensing. They could be a little bit older than you, or it could even be maybe that they're kind of a little bit further along professionally, right? So like for some of you, you might have graduated from a certain program. So they might have been like 1 or 2 years your senior. They might have graduated before you from their university program or their certification program. For some of you, it could be like they are a manager, a CEO, a director, or whatever for where they work. So like kind of in, office hierarchy and ranking. Maybe they're a little bit higher up in that hierarchy and they're maybe in a position of authority, versus you are like transitioning to a new career or a new job type thing. So you're like new to, the company kind of vibe. Um, I can't help think of like, the dynamics in Japan where there's like senpai, right? Who's your who's your senior in the either in school or in the company. And I'm hearing even like with Korean, if you guys, watch Korean dramas, right? Where they say like Hyung and Nuna. I think Nuna is like older sister kind of thing. I know it's like men refer to older men with a certain term or older women or seniors in a certain term, and then girls have a different term. Like I think oppa is girls referring to a senior male, and then hyung is like males or boys, men, whatever, referring to an older male in their company or school, right? Let me know if I have that wrong in the comments down below. Um, we have the chariot. Okay, so definitely travel. This is what I'm getting from this card, that the circumstances surrounding your future spouse has something to do with you traveling somewhere. Okay. We also have this, oh my God, Six of Swords. Okay, travel again, travel again. So that travel thing is like being confirmed and emphasized for a lot of you. Okay, let's get one more card is what I was thinking, and Spirit's like, there it is. There you go. You don't need to shuffle that much more. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Yes. So what I'm getting from this, it's like, again, for many of you, you've met this person before. Okay, you know this person, or there's someone from your past. Maybe you don't remember them specifically, but they are someone from your past. Like maybe it's someone that you worked with at your first job, but you just thought of them as a coworker and maybe even forgot about them. It could even be someone from your class, right? Again, you went to the same high school together, but maybe you didn't have a class together. Maybe you're both class of 2011 or whatever, and you just really didn't interact in school, high school. So I'm sensing all that to say. I'm sensing that your meeting is like divinely timed, and it's you're meeting at the right time for both of you, and so this connection is going to be relatively effortless. Again, in the beginning, maybe you're going to be a bit clueless, but it's not like there's going to be a lot of trials and tribulations. I don't even feel like third person energy coming through. I feel that both of you are going to be single, so it's not going to be like, oh, I'm dating somebody, but now I met someone who I feel a deeper and more profound, unexplainable connection with, and I feel like maybe I need to leave my current partner. Like, no, not at all. I'm feeling like with this Wheel of Fortune, it's like perfect timing, luck is on your side, like all systems go with this energy, like with Six of Swords and Chairs, like we're moving forward, like nothing, no obstacles in our way. So I feel that type of energy coming through. And again, both of you are in a good place emotionally, I feel, as well, to embrace this relationship. Like both of you are open to it. It's not like one person is still healing or has like past trauma that they're working with, or that might be closing them off from the romantic relationships, right? I don't feel that energy coming through at all for either of you. So that is beautiful. Oh, I love this. What a beautiful reading. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you liked any part of your reading, you can also just hit that like button for me. If you like my style of reading, you like the decks I use, definitely I invite you to subscribe to this channel, Transform with Rian, and so that way you'll see when I post new videos and you can enjoy those as well. So thank you so much, loves, for allowing me to read for you today, and I will see you next time. Take care.